about as close as Casey Neistat as I think I will ever get. I am currently in Las Vegas. There is a convention here, and I am attending it. So I just flew out earlier this morning via United. It wasn't that bad of a flight. It was bumpy, but they said that was because we went over the Rockies or the Sierras, and overall, pleasant enough flight. I slept for most of it, got in, did some work, and decided that it is now time to go get lunch because it's like almost 3, and I got in maybe an hour ago. So I just checked emails, caught up with some people at work, and yeah, now it's time to go get lunch because I'm starving. The last time I ate was at 8 a.m. So, all right, be back in a moment. Actually, I lied. Let me give a quick room tour since I'm already in the room, and then I'll go get lunch. So let's go ahead and grab the camera here and bring it to the front door. So obviously there's the door. Didn't close. And we have our cabinet or closet with a tiny safe. Wow, that's small. And then we have our restroom. Nothing too impressive. And then close this here, full body mirror. And the room is actually not that big. We have a chest set right there, and then here is just the king size bed, and a little office area, I guess. Here's the mini fridge, but I'm not going to touch it because it's weight sensitive. If you move anything, you automatically get charged. And this is the volcano side view. So I'm currently on the 5th floor, but I mean, not much to see. And then this is where I was chilling just now. So anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready for food, and after that, probably just come back and do more work. So we'll see what happens. Anyhow, catch you in a moment. Alright, and I just realized that this is going to look like I just sat up and got back down from the same spot or from doing the room tour, but I did go get lunch over at a place called The Pantry. It's just downstairs. I got some corned beef hash with eggs over easy. Love breakfast for lunch. Anyhow, so it's almost 4 o'clock. I'm just going to get back to doing work, and then maybe I'll step outside. I have a coworker who's already here and another one who's flying in. I just realized that because I brought my larger camera with me, perhaps I won't be able to bring that out. Maybe I'll just use my cell phone or something to do some filming. I did bring the GoPro, so that might work. But yep, just gonna go ahead and get some work done, and then I will check back in a moment. Cool. All right, and well, I just completed working, and right after I did that, my coworker called me and asked if I wanted to go see the Blue Man Group and maybe get some dinner, and I took him up on it, so we went to go see the Blue Man Group. And I mean, it was good. We had great seats. When I looked it up, it was sold out, so I didn't even think we were going to make it. And then we went to go to Gallagher's Steakhouse for some dinner, and I have like a real quick shot of the steak here, and I think asparagus maybe, but that was really all I had. I had an iced tea as well, but because I was with my coworker, I didn't really do that much filming or photography. And yeah, now I'm back at the Mirage, and I'm getting ready to call it a night because I got to get up early tomorrow to go check out the ticket situation or badge situation for the conference that I'm here for. So I guess, yeah, that'll do it for tonight. Very short day, it felt like. It was just all traveling, really. And then random show and dinner. Alright, anyhow, I'm tired, so I'll go ahead and call it a night here. And we'll, catch you back in the morning. Cool. Alright, peace. And good morning. Day 2 of being here in Vegas. I guess I flew in yesterday. Didn't really do much but get some work done. Now, today's the first day of the conference, so I'm going to go ahead and actually head on down to get breakfast first, do a little bit of work, try to get a couple of things done, and then head on over to the conference to pick up my badge and, go explore. I did some research last night on it, and there's like some courses that you could take that I want to go see. Unfortunately, a lot of things seem to overlap here, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. But anyhow, yeah, I'll go check it out. And well, first let's go get breakfast. I'm starving. So all right, cool. All right, and I am back at the hotel room. I actually don't remember the last time I was filming. I did get some B-roll at the conference. I went to all my sessions today. They were kind of interesting. You know, what's more interesting is when you think you could learn more from the people around you at work than you can at a conference when they're supposed to get special people here. Regardless, it was a good time, and I did learn some stuff, so that was pretty cool. Right after going to the conference, I was actually just far too early. Like, when I got there, my first session was at 1, and the actual, convention hall didn't open until noon for my badge type. And so, because of that, I had to kind of just sit there and continue working, which I felt like super silly for doing. So, I just found a random seat and started working, and one of my coworkers was asking what I was up to and if I was going to the keynote, which, I guess I did pop into there, but it didn't really seem to relate to me or anything that I wanted to do. It was more along the lines of a big advert for some bank or something. I actually have footage of it here. And I literally could walk right up to the stage if I wanted to. They let you get really close, which was impressive. And it's funny because the area that they were doing the keynote was like the better part of the convention hall. So there wasn't really that much of a convention hall for you to go to. And I wouldn't figure this out until much later when I actually went to the convention hall. It was after all my sessions that I was able to get there, but like I was saying, I was sitting there working at one of the tables outside the conference hall or the convention hall, and I was just working, and one of my coworkers texted me saying, "Hey, what are you up to? If you're not watching the keynote, maybe we go grab lunch." I was looking, and I was like, "Oh, it's only 10 o'clock. Maybe, sure, why not, right?" And I told my coworker that a partner of ours wanted to meet up for lunch, and we did that and went into deep into the Venetian and went to, I can't remember, an Italian restaurant where I got kind of I forget it, a noodle and cheese dish with bacon and shiitake mushrooms. It was delicious. It was real nice. We also had bruschetta, or bruschetta, however you say it. And then after that, we just went to our sessions, and I just went from one to another, and I found out kind of the benefit of registering for the session. I just figured I could just walk into all of them, but I guess they had two lines for the registered and non-registered, and you'd have to wait in the non-registered line while the registered line just keeps going through until all of them get in, and then they let you in. I'm like, okay, that makes sense, I guess. So, you know, stopped into a few of them, and if I heard what I liked, I sat down, took notes. No, but really, like, it was interesting. There was like a statistics class today. All right, and a welcome to the program class, which, okay, that was cool too. And then I guess I must have walked into the wrong thing, because there was this business to consumer course that I walked into, and I stayed throughout it, but man, was he bleeding students, or whatever you want to call us, conference goers, as the conference went on. And the thing was like, it was like four bigwigs from really large companies. Adobe being the sponsor of it had a big guy there, and then it was Hershey's and Cisnet or something like that. Company I never heard of, but they were they were hurting for attendees at the end. The question, like, they just went over time, which worked out well because there was no time for Q&A, but there wasn't really anybody left for the Q&A. So that was my last session. That was my second to last session for the day, and then my last session was a keynote session that was really interesting in seeing where this new program is going to, and that was kind of interesting to hear about and neat to learn. And then after that, I went to the conference hall where I met up with one of my coworkers again, and we just went and tried a bunch of different foods, and then tried to walk at a couple of booths, and met up with some new not partners, but I guess coworkers. So my company bought their company, and so we decided that we should meet up whenever we can. And it's one of the coolest companies that I've ever kind of worked with. So it was neat to meet more of their folks, and they're real good people. So that was awesome. And then we walked around, tried to sneak into a few of the private events. That didn't work out so well. You have to actually badge scan in, so it didn't work. And then, just came back here to the hotel, picked up a gallon of water on the way. I don't know if it's behind me. Yeah, it's over there. I don't know if you can see it, but that's it. It's now 11:30, and I'm dead tired and ready to go to bed, but I gotta plan out for tomorrow, so I guess I'll do that. I'm definitely not bringing this big camera tomorrow. It's just, there's just no way. Plus, at the end of the event, there's going to be, or tomorrow, there's going to be the Killers concert that we're all going to, so I don't know if I'm actually allowed to bring a camera into there anyways. I will carry my little film camera. Nobody seems to ever notice that, so not that I'll take any photos in there, or with that, but we'll see what happens. It's another day down, and it's just so busy. All right, anyhow, I will see you in the morning. Peace. All right, good morning. Not much to say today, just gonna go back at it. Still have tons of work to do, but I'm gonna have some nice big breaks today between the sessions. Again, I'm not going to bring this camera with me. I might look up to see if I'm allowed to take photos at the concert tonight, and if I can, I'll run by real quick and grab this camera, but otherwise, it's just going to remain in the safe in the room. But yeah. All right, let's go see what I could learn today. Cool. Anyhow, I guess I'll catch you in a moment, yeah? Alright, so I am standing underneath the bridge at the Venetian, and the night has just ended. Oh god, it's been a long day. After a ton of different sessions and going to a ton of different vendors to kind of see if they had maybe a solution for an issue that we've been facing as a company, and getting lunch with a coworker, and then meeting up for dinner with people. It's been a crazy night. So that being said, finished off with going to a free concert of The Killers. It was included in our ticket for the convention, and it wasn't bad. Included a free bus ride. I think I have a photo here, but I don't have any video of the bus ride. And then I took video of one song. I might just throw that at the end here. I don't know if I'll do that or not. But it was a good time. Free alcohol, free food. I mean, free drinks, I should say, because I got a water and a Coke. So anyhow, I think that's where I'm going to call it for tonight. I'm going to go back to the hotel, take a shower, and go to bed. So, all right, peace. All right. Good morning. This is second to last day, actually. I leave tomorrow from Vegas. About to go downstairs to grab some breakfast. I did a little bit of work this morning in the hotel room. My first session doesn't really start until 1 o'clock, so that's kind of cool. But I did want to hit all the booths, and I've been trying to. They have this booth game where you go scan a barcode at all the booths, and out of like 780 people that are playing or something like that, almost 800 people, I think I got as high as 80th, or I'm sorry, 30th, and I've dropped to about 80th because of all the sessions that I had to go to yesterday. I had to stop scanning all the sponsors here, so I don't know, I kind of have a sore throat. I don't know if it's from last night's concert or if I'm just coming down with something. Like, my sinuses kind of hurt a little as well, but we'll see. Gotta go see a little bit more of the conference hall, try to see a few more vendors, and then yeah, we'll go from there in sessions. So we'll check in a little bit later. I think I am going to bring the big camera today into the conference hall. Try to at least get a couple photos and maybe some video. We'll see. It's super loud in there, so not really a video-friendly place. But anyhow, I will go ahead and check back in a moment. Peace. Alright, and as you can see, I'm back in the hotel room. The lights are all on, so it's actually kind of late now. It's about 8 o'clock. Still need to go out for dinner. I might actually meet up with some random people that I met at the conference for dinner. And so when I left, I went and immediately was trying to connect with one of my coworkers to see if she wanted to get lunch. It ended up that she wasn't able to because she had to go to another casino for her presentation that she was going to, her session. So I just went and got lunch at this little place. I got jambalaya, which I do have a little bit of footage here of it. I don't really have any other footage of the hotel or the restaurant. It was in the Venetian, I could say, and that it was a little bit further in from where like the main restaurant row was. But the jambalaya tasted like black bean sauce chicken, like Chinese food really is what it tasted like. And I was quite surprised because I did get it with white rice, so I mean, whatever. It was decent, and probably out of all the restaurants that I've been to all week, it was the least expensive, which that is crazy. All in, it cost me under $20, and that is, I had a ginger ale and the meal, the dish, and so I was quite stoked about that. That being said, I then went to my first session which was in the Venetian, and then learned a little bit about how Avianca has upped their game in the digital realm. And then I went to the Win, where my coworker was, to go and start attending solely Marketo courses, with the exception of one, which was actually more of a Salesforce course for us marketers out there. And it was interesting because at this place, this is where I started meeting people, because when they were like, "What are some problems that people are facing out there?" I immediately stood up and asked the question. And I have a little bit of footage of some of the sessions that I went to. I didn't really take too much. I kind of wish that I just brought my tripod and set it up and then just took video of it, because aside from the very first conference that I went to, the session that I went to, the rest of them were empty. There were like barely any people in any of them. So like I kind of wish that I just had that tripod, like I said, that I could have just put down, set up this camera, and just film the entire thing. That way I could just bring it back to the office and show everyone else. That being said, I kind of feel that I understand why the people at the office didn't come to this event, because they've already been here once, and I don't feel that I need to come back next year, or any year after that, really, because I would have much rather had my manager and one of my other coworkers who are like experts at these programs teach me than to fly all the way out here, be all the way out here, and to learn something as simplistic as kind of what I did. I knew half of it already, and it was just the other half that they completed. So it was good because I did learn something. But the problem with this whole thing is like I said, it just felt like my coworkers could have taught me better, and that is an issue right there. Like, we paid to send me out here, so that was kind of upsetting. I would also mention that because I'm at the Adobe Summit here in Las Vegas, everything I wanted to learn had nothing to do with Adobe, in the sense that Adobe just bought out the company that I want to go learn stuff from. So it was a complete week of Adobe stuff, which was neat, and I got to learn a few different programs and see a few different items and how they integrate in the Adobe ecosystem, which, I mean, being that, I'm filming something right here, I already understand how well like Premiere and After Effects and all those programs, Photoshop and whatnot, kind of connect to each other, Lightroom. And to me, it's kind of funny because now it's like, okay, as a marketer, we're going to teach you a whole new set of programs that all link together, except the fact that they've combined two major conferences into one and put everything on the second conference on the last day. So when my two coworkers that were here with me from my office, one left at 3 o'clock, so he was already out of here by noon to go to the airport, or 1 o'clock to go to the airport to check in to get home. He didn't go to any of today's sessions, which would have been super beneficial to him, because today was the day that they did all the stuff for the conference that we were coming for. And my other coworker, she tried to change her flight to a later time, but because her flight was at 5, she had to kind of leave at 3, which meant that she missed all the latter half of the day's sessions. Each session was only about 45 minutes long, so that kind of stinks. But, it was just kind of not well advertised and poor planning on both sides, I'll say, because we kind of didn't know what sessions were going on. If you look at the back of your name placard, they actually have listed like what each time was, but they didn't list what the session was. So it was like, there's a session at this time from this time to this time, session at this time from this time to this time. And if you didn't really download the app that they were pushing you to download, you kind of got screwed. So like the first day that I was here, I'm not big on downloading apps for single use, really. So why am I going to download an app that I'm just going to have to delete like tonight? And to me, that doesn't make any sense, but they forced me to, because I didn't know what any of the sessions were unless I downloaded the app. So I was running around looking for screens or documents, or checking online to try to figure out what the sessions were, and it just kind of felt poorly created, I guess you could say. And then it just ended up being like, all right, let's get the app, let's start looking. And then you see, okay, so the app was useful in more than one way. Like I was playing a game that was on the app where if you go to each booth, you want to scan their QR code. We'll see if I want anything. I was pretty much able to go to all the booths at the convention. Just a side note. That being said, I went back, and then one of the most interesting sessions I went to was connecting two programs, like how they integrate together. And that's like a problem that I've personally been seeing, is that they're not connecting. And I was like, hey, I have this issue. And and then they asked some questions, follow-up questions, to kind of get a better diagnostic. And the problem was when I said, actually none of that happens, all your prognosis or your like assumptions are wrong, because I just have to do it twice. Pretty much it's like when you click your login button to log into your email. You click it the first time and all it does is like load. And then if you click it again, it actually sends you into your email. That's kind of the issue that we're having, and they had no idea why. But being that I asked that question, I actually got a lot of people that wanted to come talk to me furthermore, and that's actually how I met the group that I'm going to go out to dinner tonight. Again, I'm back in the hotel room right now just to drop off all this gear because I'm not going to carry any of it with me. It was overall a very good day, in the sense that I feel that today is the day that I learned the most, I saw the most, and that I was able to talk to the most amount of people. So that was really awesome. Anyhow, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and just end this here. And I'll probably put everything away and just use either the GoPro or my phone for tomorrow, because my flight is at noon. So I will be leaving the hotel probably no later than 10. I'll be waking up at 8 to do some work though, because there's work to be done. Anyhow, yeah, good night, and I'll see you in a moment here, I guess. Peace. All right, and as you can see, I am back in San Francisco. It has been a crazy long week. I just have been working since I woke up, and then went to the airport, hopped on the plane for a very, very bumpy ride home back to San Francisco. And then, yeah, I think this is kind of where I'm just going to end it. I'll play anything that I kind of did but didn't get to talk about right after this. But I guess until the next trip, peace.
readjusting the photograph. And again, if you just click the gear there, we can check out more different views. And just pick, yeah, one going to the side. It almost looks like it's panning across, and you can see the clouds moving behind. So it's pretty cool, right?
Well, how do they, it's like straight up sorcery. How do they even do this?
I don't know. Our engineers are brilliant. I'm not as brilliant as they are. But this is our first sneak, just a quick example. And that's the basic idea.
Yeah, well, I'm now really for AI.
Yeah, exactly. That's my job.
Okay. Yes, that's great. Whoever made that, congrats.
Let's have a sneak really quick. Introduce sneak so we can get started showing off some of the great technologies. So we have 7 technologies that are in some ways similar to that. They're some of them more data-oriented or more marketing-oriented.
And the winner of which gets $1 million.
$1 billion trillion, yes. But no, we will have voting though. We will let the audience participate. And these are engineers that are coming up here on stage. And so they're not always as comfortable on stage as maybe you are. So we do like to ask the audience to help encourage them a little bit by clapping and cheering. So if we're going through, especially if we hit a bit of a hiccup, we ask you to kind of encourage them on a little bit. It helps a lot. And we might have a couple of those today, but hopefully not too many. So they're about 4 minutes each, and we'll just kind of go through them one at a time. As just a quick reminder, these are concepts and prototypes in the lab, so not committed to the product. But about 60% of what we show here does make it into product. So the voting does make a big difference in that. We'll have the ability for you to be able to vote via Twitter. You'll see some hashtags show up on the board, and all you need to do is tweet out to those hashtags, and we'll be monitoring those hashtags, and then that will help to show us how much interest there is in the different sneaks that we'll be seeing. And we pick diamonds for you.
I love it. Very Vegas, very me, very on brand.
Very Ocean's 8.
Very Ocean's 8, this is great.
And then Mindy, this is your first time seeing them. It's also the first time that the audience has seen them. So the questions that you'll have are very likely the same questions that the audience might have. So feel free to interrupt. You can ask questions. We'll try to do our best to make sure that we make it really clear.
Awesome.
Ready to go?
I'm really excited.
Okay. And are you all ready to go? Our first sneak is called phonic filters, and it uses artificial intelligence to be able to help companies to be able to scan through millions of photographs or images. I'm sure that with film and photography and different things, you have millions of different images you can be looking at. Big brands in this room have the same kind of thing, millions of different images, and they're able to go through and scan through them using artificial intelligence. So Brett Butterfield is going to join us to show us how this works, and let's welcome Brett. Brett.
Hey everybody, I'm going to introduce 2 new technologies today, and the first is automatically organize your content into browsable folders, and the second is searching using natural language powered by AI. So I'll just give you a quick example. You can use text as the input, but why use text when I can use my voice? So what could go wrong, right? So we're going to go ahead and get started, and I'm just going to go ahead and give it a quick command. To look at the browsable folders. Show me my content organized by category. Cross my fingers. Oh, yes. So as you can see, we've got these top level categories: art, architecture, business, and food. And so we can actually go in, and then each of these has subcategories. Show me food.
Mine would just be selfies.
Selfies.
Amazing clothing.
Yeah, so basically, we're looking at just pictures of food now. Show me pictures of wine. So I start off with like a base query, and then I can start to tune that. Add people toasting. These are real pictures. We're searching over 60 million assets at this point, and really in real time. If I see something I like this one here, I'm just gonna click it. Find similar pictures. Oops. Find similar photos. Can you tell it's real? Find similar.
Wait, so this is the entire internet you found?
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, so now we based everything in this, so we're looking at pictures of wine, people toasting, and we found these similar results. So let's go ahead and look at a couple more examples. I'm going to kind of go freestyle a little bit here and show you a couple quick ones. Find photos of chickens. So I'm going to use word to vec. Word to vec doesn't use keywords, but it uses surrounding terms to describe it. And there's some really great looking chickens here, right? More roasted. Oh yeah. And I don't know if you're a vegetarian, so we're going to switch it up. We're going to go plant-based. Replace chickens with potato. And it's that easy. Yeah. Everything in the stack is honored. You can change the mood.
Did you look up pictures of Mindy Kaling, or would that not?
We don't have it connected to that interface right now for the.
Yeah. That should have been the first thing we put in there. I don't know how successful this is going to be. We'll see.
Yeah, Vegas is fun, but my heart belongs to San Francisco, so let's go on a little virtual trip. Find photos of San Francisco. Nice. Little Weird Bridge.
Classic.
Add a sunset. So being able to add a sunset. Yeah. Don't talk.
I'm sorry.
Add a sunset. There you go. So this is nice, but I'm going to see some people with people. And there we go. I really like this picture of this couple on the corner here, and so I'm just going to composite that as a sample. Composite sample. And what we're doing here, we've animated these results, but this is actually using a technology that we have internally. We call it deep cutout. Automatic configure finds the dominant images or the salient images in the image and then cuts that out. This is shipping today in Photoshop under the select menu as subject. You just pick the image, choose select subject, it will automatically extract the dominant images. Here we've selected a complementary background. This actually happens in milliseconds, but for the sake of having something to show you, we've gone ahead and animated it. So it looks great. I can actually download the PSD, share this with my customer. Gracias. Hey.
Very cool.
Do you want to promote your sneak by telling what the hashtag is again?
Yeah, for two things. One is we're actually showing the search in the Sensei portion of the Adobe booth. You can stop by. You can tell me to search on anything, and I'll search on it for you. Rated G, please. And two is that we are promoting our sneak as phonic filters. So give us a hashtag phonic filters if you want to see this in the product scene.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
We were at earlier, and he says, "Give me a name of the city." And I said, "Turkey." And he says, "That might give me different results." So I said, "Country, sorry, Turkey." So then it came up with both Istanbul, and it came up with actual Turkey. So it was a pretty fun one.
That is fun.
Yeah, I mean, the cool thing about
Still disappointed, still reeling for the fact that
we'll
you
get
put that
Mindy there next
That's
time.
fine.
We'll get Mindy there for next time. But it's pretty cool to be able to see how AI can start to understand what an image is and to be able to bring that back, and the same thing with video. Any questions around that one?
No,
You got it.
I got it.
You got it. Okay, very cool. All right, well, our next sneak is looking at some really cool things around sharing data. But before we get into that, I wanted to ask you, you are very active on both Twitter and Instagram from what I've seen. Do you have a preference?
Instagram.
Instagram. And why is that? What's your favorite?
What's my favorite? Well, it's visual.